Oh, hello everybody, Retro Gamers here. Well, this is going to be a follow-up video on the NES in a cart. Completed this here. Completed a lot sooner than I thought I was going to. Show some stuff off. First of all, I left the buttons the way they were. I like them recessed. I know that some people might not, but I do. Can't really see it. Maybe if I turn on the macro here, you'll definitely be able to see it once I power it up. But right there, inside the fireball, is a red LED. And when power's on, it lights up. So the back side of the cart, you have your audio video, and of course your power. The only thing I had to modify and do a little bit different on this cart, or a couple things actually, is I moved the controller ports out just a little bit further, as you can see here in the cart, because the other way they were set back and recessed, you couldn't plug the controllers into them and have it work correctly. And another thing I did is, this is actual controller port 1 and this is port 2, and the reason for that is on the back side of this board here, you'll see when I open it up that right here and here is where those leads come up and feed off. Well, when you lay them down flat and underneath and bring them up forward here, if you crisscross them, it creates a huge bulge right here and you can't shut the case correctly. So I figured, well, you know, it's not a big loss making this controller 1 and the controller 2. But with being said, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here. I'm going to open it up and I'll show you the inner workings of it. And after we do that, I'll show you some gameplay with it. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. You know, here it is opened up. This is back here. This is the top of the lid here. What I did is I was going to epoxy, but I decided to use hot glue because this hot glue that I have just really sticks to everything and sticks it tight. The only thing I did epoxy different was the controller ports up here, because there'll be pressure on those pulling the controllers in and out. But yeah, this here is the audio video power board. The only thing I would probably do a little bit different is maybe these capacitors right here, and make the leads a little bit longer so I can lay them down, because when you close the case, it barely, I mean you can barely notice it, but it sticks up just a little bit. But you know, of course what I did is I desoldered the power adapter, epoxied that there, desoldered the audio video cables, put them, or ports right there, and ran leads to all of them. Shortened the leads obviously, because now I know where I wanted to put it. And then the same thing with the controller ports up here. I shortened these leads because I knew where I wanted to put it. And of course the power LED light sits up underneath here. And you know, you get your power, your reset. And like I said, this is port 1 right here. This is port 2. And the reason for that is because in the original console it actually flips around and that board is actually setting forward. But if I do it, leave it this way, and then I'd have to swap those cables and twist them, and once I get up underneath the 72 pin connector, it just makes a big bulge, and the case just don't quite shut right. So I figured, well, small issues, so the way to fix it is make this port 1 and this port 2, which some people might not like. It really don't bother me either way. And of course 72 pin connector here. What I did is underneath here, of course you have your solder leads, and to prevent them from, you know, puncturing these cables, I ran a strip of double-sided tape under here. I left the backside still with the, I don't know what you'd call it, the stuff you peel off. I left that still stuck to the tape. I stuck one side of the 72 pin, the other side's left so it don't stick down. The reason for I did that, because it has, you know, that tape's pretty darn thick and it kind of provides a cushion so those pins don't poke these cables. And then, you know, of course, I just epoxied the ports right up front here. Really, guys, there's not much to making these. It's, you know, the hardest thing was figuring out where I was going to put everything and how I was going to fit it all in. But this is how I fit it in. And, you know, you guys are more than welcome to use this design to make your own, or, you know, create your own on your own. Yeah, as far as making these, and, you know, and selling them, what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to make one more, and I'm going to probably do that here in the next few weeks or so. Make one more, sell it, or put it up on eBay and see what they go for. If it goes fairly decent, then at that point I might make a few more of them and sell them. But yeah, a lot of time into it. You know, like I said, the parts ain't nothing. I got probably less than, you know, probably about less than 25 bucks here in parts, but you know, it's very time consuming. Cutting the case out and stuff, actually my wife did that. She's kind of an artist, so I let her do all the cutting, and but as you can see, that's how the front of it was cut to compensate for the ports. And really all you gotta do is cut the tabs off inside the cart here. You know, I left this one and this one here because that's where it screws the case together, and of course the back just snaps together. But what I'll do is I'll pause the video, I'll put it back together, and I'll show you some gameplay with it. I'll be right back again. Alright guys, I'm back. You can see I got Super Tecmo Bowl put in here. Controller in port 1. And of course this is the back side of it. You power it up. Power LED light. And there's Tecmo Bowl. So I'll show you a little bit of gameplay here. You know, early, you know, I have other videos showing gameplay of Tecmo Bowl, which I suck at, but I will kind of move it here and show you that it does work. Of course, I'm using the controller that it came with. You don't have to. You can use the regular NES controllers. One thing I have noticed is that, let's see here, man versus computer. One thing I have noticed is the original controllers will work with it. The only thing is they're a little, well, they're quite a bit tighter to plug in versus these that came with it. But they do work. And another thing I did find out going through, I just wanted to grab a game that I got picked up the other day off eBay, Last Starfighter. Plug that into this. It works, but the writing on it is really, really screwed up. So I might have found one game that it will not work with. Excuse me. And the sound actually sounds okay on it. And I probably don't have the sound up loud enough for anybody to really hear it. But guys, I'm not going to show any more gameplay. You've seen it. So that is this. You guys have any questions, you know, comments, anything, or if I can just help you guys out, if you guys want to try to make these on your own, I'll be more than willing to answer any questions I can. There's, like I said, there's not much to it. The only thing I'd say is it's I guess a neat little, I don't know if you want to say a collector's item, but it's definitely not here to replace your original NES, because like I said, there are some few quirks with it. such as, like you noticed, I'll show you actually Last Starfighter. I'll put it in here for you. Show you what I mean on it. Oh, well, proves me wrong. Maybe I just didn't have the cart seated all the way in there, but maybe I just didn't have the cart seated all the way in there. Well, you can kind of see there the screen is a little bit flickering. But yeah, guys, that's that. Any questions, any comments, feel free to post below. One thing I think I'm going to do with this is I'm going to try to make this totally portable, because it is only a 6-volt power supply. And it only being 6 volts, I think I can run 2 AA's on it. And, or correction, 4 AA's on it, and make it actually totally portable. So what I might do is take another cart, mod that cart, and to stick 4 AA batteries in it, run a jumper back up to the power here, and maybe have a cart sitting on top of a cart type thing, and that bottom one will be your power supply for this. That way you can make it totally portable. You can take it on the road, you know, if you don't have no power or wherever you're going, or such as like inside of a vehicle. But guys, besides that, thanks for watching, and everybody have a great day.